Thanks everybody for joining. We appreciate your time. We're going to make this as short and sweet and painless as possible and let you get back to work today. But we'd like to introduce to you a fantastic partnership that really offers a great value to our customers in pharmaceutical distribution. So that being said, if you don't know who we, if you don't know who we are, if you haven't already worked with us, I think we might have actually a customer or two on the phone on the call. We are an ERP developer. We've been in business 45 years this year. We're headquartered out on Long Island, but we have offices in Chicago, uh, Illinois, or sorry, Orlando and Miami, as well as California. So we have a nice presence all over the US. Our customers, however, are in over 25 countries with locations in over 60 countries that I could find. So the software is running globally. We are experts in pharma distribution. Pharma and food are two little like niche markets for us because the software is very scalable, very secure, and is auditing transactions and keeping really good logs, really great for reporting and compliance purposes. So it's just a natural fit for us in those spaces. And I'm not going to bore you with the awards that we've won, but if you're interested in seeing them, please visit VAI.net and we'll be happy to show you all of those. And I'll let LSPedia tell you who they are.
Absolutely. Thanks, Gina. And yeah, kudos for all the awards and VAI, state of the art. We really are proud to be partnered with you guys. LSPedia and VAI do two separately distinct things. You know, VAI as an ERP is running inventory management and invoicing and all these other normal standard business processes. And they're tied together here via this partnership with LSPedia and our OneScan solution suite, which is specifically focused on DSCSA compliance, serialization, and traceability. It's a cloud-based solution, scalable, same as VAI. Our customers we have from small to very, very large, highly secure, and that ability to also manage exceptions, which is a state-of-the-art differentiator between us and other serialization solution providers. But with the partners that we have working with VAI, all just extremely, extremely happy that this integrated partnership is seamless. It covers all the bases from not only business continuity, but risk management and managing exceptions as well. So, it's just, again, been a proud partnership. And again, it's seamless because all of our customers, especially these joint ones, are proud and happy customers.
Thanks so much, Michael. S2K Pharma really is a complete ERP solution. So to Michael's point, LSPD is handling your compliance and DSCSA requirements traceability. S2K is handling the rest of the business. And together, we're able to get you from start to finish while remaining compliant and without running into walls all day long. So that's the idea here. And some of our customers that are in the pharma space that you may recognize. API, which is a subsidiary of American Associated Pharmacies, runs our package. Capital Drug, Smith Drug Company, that's the big one probably everybody knows. You know, they're Concordance, another large distributor as well. Betances in Puerto Rico, another large distributor. So the idea is that S2K can help out, the smaller distributors and like Lifeline, Midwest Vet, all the way up to the big guys like Smith. And it's very flexible, very scalable, and our customers are coming in all different shapes and sizes. And LSPD is able to work with all of them as well. So together, we're able to offer this solution that is really going to cover everything in the business aspect for pharmaceutical distribution. So S2K Pharma is comprised of your financial suite, which is your AR, AP, GL, fixed assets, distribution, management. That's your customer orders, your purchase orders, your inventory control. That's largely regulated and has a lot of compliance checking going on in the background naturally as you're moving product around, purchasing product, selling product. And we have a complete built-in WMS. We have a business intelligence tool that comes with the package. And then we have some optional things like Salesforce automation that's built into our package, e-com and web portals where your customers can place orders and do some self-service. Mobile apps that we can offer. And then, of course, EPCIS with LSPedia, OneScan built in as an option as well. So, it is a complete supply chain solution. And what we have done this year in light of the November 2023 deadline is developed this kind of express package, this express version of our offering. And for you customers that are on the call, this really doesn't apply because you're already up and running on S2K. So we just need to, work with LSPedia and plug you in the background there. But for those of you that are looking to get a complete solution, this is going to be really key because it is too late to buy an ERP and deploy it and be live by November in any meaningful way. Right? It's just too late to have a complete ERP up and running by then. However, you can do an express implementation with a package and be compliant by November. And that's what we are accomplishing with our S2K Pharma Express offering. So we kind of break implementation down into phases instead of doing it all at once. Phase one is the core applications, the core business processes that you need to have working. And then you can do those add-ons, those value-added things like the portal and mobile apps and whatnot in later phases. But what we're offering here is an express, a quicker way to get up and running on the package in a minimal fashion. However, taking advantage of that LSPedia OneScan functionality to keep you compliant in the meantime. So we really retooled the way we do an implementation in order to help you meet the requirements by November. Okay, so same exact product. You're not losing functionality. We're just deploying it in phases, critical to nice to haves sort of deal. So when we look at your deployment options when it comes to running your business and remaining compliant with the DSCSA, you can run a complete system like we're recommending, of course, or you can run disparate systems where you have your current system of record today, and then you have LSPedia, and you are doing the work in multiple places, right? So the idea is that a cohesive system gives you that single source of truth, right? That single truth across the entire organization. You have one user interface. So your users, right? The people in the warehouse, they are scanning products like normal on the gun or at the device, the PC, and getting the answers that they need. The systems are doing the work in the background, right? If product is accepted, great, they just move on with their lives. If it's not, it goes to compliance and somebody makes a decision. So the workflows that are built into just having a single system with a more single UI is a big deal, right? It's helping you to prevent those bottlenecks that are undoubtedly going to happen, right, in November in the industry. So while others maybe are not able to ship or it's taking them twice as long to do all the work, you will be able to keep operating and keep moving and follow these workflows through. Disparate systems, like I said, you can continue running multiple systems. You can have your ERP on one side, you can have your compliance software on the other side. You can have, even the third EDI. You can you can have multiple disparate systems, but then it's kind of like a nightmare when you need to reconcile something. It's hard to understand what the processes are, where are the workflows, they're broken. And really, at the end of the day, even if everything's perfect, you're still doing all of your work twice because you have to put it into both systems, right, to make everything work out. So the idea is that even in the long run, the goal should be a single combined system for you if you want to be able to scale and grow and just handle things without going crazy. So what does that look like with ERP and DSCSA data? So this is an example of an inbound EPCIS process as it is known to us today, right? So the manufacturer or vendor, whomever you're getting the product from, is sending the full EPCIS info to LSPedia, okay, at the time of their shipment. So LSPedia is going to be your system of record for the full EPCIS load of information, which is a lot. And then LSPedia and S2K are talking in the background regularly, right? We're sharing information. And LSPedia is going to load S2K's, what we're calling an EPCIS light database into S2K. So there's a portion of the EPCIS information that we need in order to receive inventory, move inventory, sell inventory, but we certainly don't need all of it from that product's time of inception, right? So EPCIS is very data heavy. So the idea is LSPedia does the heavy lifting, sends the information your ERP needs for you to keep doing business without having to stop. S2K handles processes inherently. So I create my PO, I send it out, the warehouse does the normal receiving process, and we're comparing it against this data in the background. So we're scanning the barcode, we bounce it against our EPCIS Lite database. If everything is good, I just keep on moving. Nothing has changed. Okay, business as usual. If there is an issue, then S2K is going to quarantine that product. And that's where the workflow kind of stops and says, hey, there's an issue with this. It's quarantined. Somebody needs to do something. And then that is when you would see, information in S2K that tells you, in this example, this is a kind of our product information log inquiry, our EPCIS Lite database, if you will. And you're going to see I try to receive this product. I do have an EPCIS issue. So this product is on hold. Okay. And then that's when someone in compliance or whomever is responsible for it would address the issue in LSPedia OneScan until a decision is made. S2K is holding on to that product and keeping you compliant, and you're not just pushing it through the supply chain without the information that you need. Okay. On this screen, just a quick FYI, this is real easy for you to go to on demand. You can use any of these filters up at the top. You'll be able to see the status. And then, of course, any issues that are waiting to be addressed are highlighted for you as well. Okay. So that is very high level, our process in a nutshell with S2K and LSPedia plugged into the background. I'm going to let Michael take over here to explain the LSPedia side, but I encourage you that, if this is something you're looking for, if you need a cohesive system and you want to be compliant by November, reach out to us and we'll show you this stuff in detail.
Thanks, Gina. What I find amusing to the smart people in the room here, right, is the way you talk about those disparate systems. And in essence, you snuck the word nightmare in the middle of there and it stopped pause. It's presented as potentially an option, but anybody who knows anything about EPCIS and serialization, there is so much computer code. Serial numbers are so long. Running two separate systems is not an option. You can try your best and throw all the people in the world at it, but the manual duplication of that kind of data is a recipe for disaster. And so when you look at any of these implementations of major software, ERP or a compliance solution, they take time, right? So the S2K Express is a very valuable option for people who are always, when they're making this kind of um, a bridge in the way they do business as this DSCSA deadline comes up, they're looking at their ERPs at the same time. You know, if I'm going to change things, maybe I change everything. So that's a great way to get new clients up and running. But when we look at these projects overall, the biggest part of an implementation project for us is always integration. You know, setting up software, the environments, getting information in there and getting everything connected and people trained all takes time. But integration is absolutely the biggest part, the most important part as far as business continuity is concerned. So working with VAI, we have a very strong set of teams working together that really have that down and shrink that timeline and allow you to hit the ground running. When you talked about some of the things that could disrupt the supply chain, one of those things, the right box here on the screen is EPCIS exception management. It's one thing to find a product that you can't figure out if it's real or not real or where did it come from. And it's another thing when that entire EPCIS file, which is a bit of that gibberish in the background on the graphic, there's a problem in there with master data, missing data, data in the wrong place, syntax. I mean, this is just brand new data exchange format. When that breaks down under DSCSA, your product has to be put in its entirety in quarantine. Without a good file, you can't receive it. So one of the tools that all of our mutual clients use, not only beyond the OneScan EPCIS solution, is a module called Investigator that helps people in the fact that it takes the people out of the process. So it's technology, identifying the problems, it's automation, sending communications back to the sender so that they can fix the problem and resend a good file. All this stuff is working in tandem with VAI S2K so that you are able to manage things, again, in a single source of truth, doing things once, right first time, and when things are wrong, have some tools enabled in there so that you're able to function during the day as well. So we try and bring something special to the table into this partnership, and not only being compliant, but also that exception management piece. You can flip forward, Gene. And this is the big thing here on the left. It's that API integration. It's us taking a large file of computer gibberish that doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot other than to replace the ASN and gather some really nuggets of gold in there, particularly serial numbers, unique product identification. That is going to enable the clients to manage recalls better, to manage pricing better and reimbursement better, to identify diversion and other things that may go on in the marketplace that you want to have a better handle on. So we're sending over critical data into VAI so that it can be incorporated into all of those other business processes to make S2K that much better at the same time. So again, I think it's a great partnership and it works really well, and our partners are all sincerely happy.
All right. Well, thank you so much. So as promised, we tried to keep it as short and sweet as possible, but the idea is to really, whet your appetite if you want a system that's going to be kind of holistic and ready to go for you come deadline time, reach out to us and let us show you what it can do in detail and how we might be able to help. We'd love to talk to you about that.